Hello and thank you for joining Nursery Rhymes with Nick from Nintendo Dads. Today we will be doing an active voiceover of Jack and Jill. Alright, I'm just kidding. This is actually a review of a game called Jack and Jill, brought to us by publisher, good friends, Rattle Like a Games, and developed by Rohan Narang. Sorry if I slaughtered that last name. I tried to look up pronunciation online, but I couldn't. We want to give them a big thank you for getting us a code so that we could get you fine folks not a nursery rhyme review, but an actual review of a game right here called Jack and Jill DX. So in Jack and Jill DX, you either choose to play as Jack or you choose to play as Jill. And you platform your way through the levels, trying to collect as many coins as you can, trying to stay away from obstacles and bad guys. And at the end of each level, you will find, if you play as Jack, Jill, and if you play as Jill, you'll find Jack. Basically, you'll find your loved one at the end of each level. So the main mechanic in Jack and Jill is the fact that it's a continuous runner. You hit the A button, and your character starts running in one direction. He will run in that same direction until he either hits a wall or he jumps off of a wall, and then he will run in the opposite direction. So that's really the main strategy piece in this game, is getting Jack or Jill to be going the right direction. What wall do you have to hit? Which way do you have to traverse the level so that in the end he or she is going in the right direction? In this game there's 7 worlds, 20 levels, 140 different levels in all, if I did my math right. If I didn't, then well, I failed my elementary teachers. But so that seems like a lot of levels, and it is. The problem is those levels don't really start to get challenging until probably World 4 or 5. So sometimes in the beginning it just kind of feels like filler material. It's not that some of them are interesting, but like I said, they're just not really challenging. I didn't really start dying and having a difficult time traversing the levels, like I said, until I got about to World 4 or World 5. With that said, I will say that they do a good job of adding new mechanics. So you're seeing the springs here. They add springs, they add clouds, they add like lifts, they add all kinds of stuff to just adding new mechanics, and they kind of build on each one. So in one world you might get lifts, and then in the next world you'll get springs, and so in the next world you'll have lifts and springs, and maybe they'll add clouds, and they add all those mechanics and start using them in the level design. And in that sense, it does kind of break up the monotony of 140 levels doing exactly the same thing. So if after 140 levels of Jack and Jill DX you're still thinking, I wish there was more, well, bonus for you, because if you beat all 7 worlds, you can do all the levels again in mirror mode. That just makes them reverse. Plus, there are these mini games. There are 7 mini games in all. You unlock 1 mini game each time you completely beat a world. Why would I do mini games? Well, because you can collect tickets, of course. Why would I want tickets? So that you can shop and accessorize your amazing Jack or your awesome Jill. That's right, folks. You can make your Jack and Jill a cat if you want, or maybe give them mouse ears. These are the 7 games that you can choose from. You collect the coins in the regular levels so that you can play these mini games, or if you want to cheat, you can just collect a lot of coins and buy tickets that way. But totally, you got to play the mini game. It's like Retro 2008 all over again. And so after you collect enough tickets, you can see I have 176. You can go into the shop here and choose a beanie, chef, mohawk, a halo. Are you an angel? Cat maybe? Cat ears. Cat ears maybe? Sure, why not? And then you take those cat ears into the regular game, and guess what? Wait for it. You have cat ears on your Jack. Oh my gosh, right there. That's a thing, folks. That's a thing. So cat ears are great and all, but here is one of the problems with accessorizing, all jokes aside. This is my character with the mouse tail. Once you add an accessory, this happens periodically. It's like the frames are off. I don't really know how to. I'm not a developer, so I don't really know what's going on. All I know is that it makes it near impossible to do precision platforming when your ears are on both ears are on one side of the end. They're just flopping back and forth. The screen's jittery. It's just not playable. So whatever they got to do, they got to get that figured out if you're going to really accessorize your character, because it makes it almost impossible to play. Alright guys, my final thoughts on Jack and Jill. There is a ton of material in this game. The issue with that ton of material is that about a half to 2/3 of it isn't super interesting to play through. It's not that hard, which is fine, but if it's not going to be hard, there needs to be some other hook to keep it interesting, puzzles or something. And the game is categorized as a platformer puzzler, but really there's only 5 to 10 levels that really have a puzzling aspect in them. And those levels are pretty fun. I would love to see more of that in this game. I think that could really help. With that said though, since those aren't in there, the game relies on platforming alone. And I don't think the platforming alone is good enough to make the game good. The sound effects are, in my opinion, below average, and the background noise or the background music in the game is noticeably loops without even having to really pay attention to it. With that said, the game is $5 on the American eShop right now, and for me, I personally think there's a better game, a better platformer puzzler out there to put $5 on the Switch's eShop right now. I wouldn't even really recommend it for the kiddos, just in the sense that they're going to want to accessorize this character, and a quarter to a third of the time your character is going to go wonky with the frame rate due to the accessorizing of that character. Hey guys, this is Nick from Nintendo Dads. I hope this has helped you make your decision on this game. Signing out. See you later.